We live in an age where attention is under siege. Every moment, something tries to claim it, a sound, a screen, a thought, a fear. It's easy to lose yourself in the noise. Most people do. They wake up and immediately let the world in. They scroll, they react, they respond to demands. But somewhere deep down they feel it. A sense that something is missing. A knowing that they were built for more than distraction. The ability to control your focus is no longer optional. It's foundational. Not just for productivity but for peace. Not just for achievement but for alignment. Imagine waking up in the morning not to chase but to create. Not to react but to build. This kind of life is possible but only for those willing to live deliberately. It begins with how you design your time. When you understand that every hour holds power, you stop throwing them away. You start making decisions not based on what's urgent, but based on what matters. And what matters most often isn't loud, it's quiet. It doesn't shout, it whispers. But you'll never hear it if you're always drowning in noise. To protect what matters, you need to carve out space. Real space. Space where the world cannot find you. Not because you're hiding, but because you're building. Most people live like open windows. Everything comes in. But if you want to do something rare, you must start living like a locked vault. A place where only the essential is allowed. You don't need more time. You need more boundaries. Because the truth is, most people don't run out of time, they give it away. They donate it to things that don't align with who they want to become. They say yes to every message, every ping, every meeting, every piece of content that demands attention but offers no return. It doesn't have to be this way. You can build walls around the parts of your day that matter. You can decide right now that certain hours belong to no one but you. That during these moments you will go deep, not wide. That you will create, not scroll. Reflect, not react. And when you do this consistently, something shifts. You begin to reclaim your clarity. You begin to recognize the immense power of intentional solitude. Once you start protecting your time, the next step is what you do with it. Most people wake up and drift. They start their day with randomness. But the masters start their day with focus. They know exactly what they will devote their best energy to. They don't scatter it across dozens of tasks. They aim it like a laser at what matters most. There's something magical about giving your full presence to one thing. When you block the world out and immerse yourself completely, you enter a state of flow. In that space, time disappears. Doubt fades. Ideas arrive. You produce work that doesn't just check a box. It leaves a mark. This kind of focus isn't natural at first. It takes training. It takes the courage to ignore what's popular and pay attention to what's essential. It means being willing to be misunderstood. While others are jumping from task to task, you'll be still. While others chase everything, you'll pursue one thing. And in that pursuit, you'll create things that last. And yet, even with the best structure, your performance will always reflect your energy. Focus is a function of wellness. You can't perform like a legend if you feel like a wreck. That's why the best understand the value of breaking, breathing, and rebooting. The human body and mind were never built for 12 hours of uninterrupted output. They're built for rhythm, intensity balanced with intentional recovery. So instead of pushing harder when you're depleted, learn to pause. Instead of burning out for the sake of progress, learn to listen to your body. The clarity you seek doesn't always come from thinking harder. It often comes from stepping away. Go for a walk. Move. Stretch. Breathe. In those small resets, you'll find second wins you didn't know existed. And these breaks aren't wasted time, they're essential fuel. They open the door to new perspectives. They recharge the soul. They let your subconscious do its work. And when you return to your task, you do so with sharper insight and lighter spirit. But rest is only part of the equation. Real growth requires consistent, intentional input. You must make it a daily commitment to feed your mind and nourish your inner world. Not through scrolling or consuming noise, but through deep engagement with powerful ideas. With wisdom. With truth. 1 hour a day of learning might not seem like much, but over years, it shapes worlds. What you read, what you study, who you listen to, all of these things are designing your thinking. And your thinking creates your choices. Which means your future is directly connected to the quality of your daily inputs. Don't leave that to chance. Curate your learning like a sculptor choosing marble. Choose content that inspires, challenges, and elevates. Read slowly. Reflect deeply. Apply practically. Let learning become your edge. Because in a distracted world, the one who still learns is the one who still leads. While others are numbing themselves with entertainment, you'll be transforming yourself with insight. And as your mental world grows, your emotional world evolves too. You'll begin to feel differently about time. You'll no longer tolerate things that drain you. You'll stop saying yes to things that steal your focus. You'll notice the difference between busy and productive, between connection and consumption. You'll begin to walk differently, speak differently, think differently. You'll show up to your work, your relationships, your life, with presence. Not because you're trying harder, but because you've built a foundation that supports your best self. You'll see others caught in chaos and realize you used to be there too. But now, you've stepped outside, and the world feels different from here. You may feel resistance along the way. That's normal. Everything inside you and around you will try to pull you back to distraction. But each time you choose stillness, each time you return to depth, you strengthen a new identity. You prove to yourself that you're not just a product of culture, you're a conscious creator of your own experience. Eventually, the habits that once felt unnatural become automatic. You'll crave silence. You'll hunger for deep work. You'll find yourself not needing escape because your life will no longer feel like something you need a break from. Your calendar won't be filled with urgency, it will be aligned with meaning. You'll know the value of each moment. You'll protect it like treasure. You'll start thinking not in terms of what you get done today but who you become through the doing. Your days will stop blending together because you're no longer sleepwalking through them. You're awake. And the world opens up when you are truly awake. This is how greatness is built. Not in a single breakthrough, but in thousands of quiet, consistent choices that no one sees. It's forged in early mornings, protected time, learned wisdom, and the discipline to show up even when it would be easier not to. Others may ask how you're achieving more, living calmer, thinking clearer. But the truth is it's not magic. It's intention. It's structure. It's choosing mastery over mediocrity every single day. And the best part? Anyone can choose it. It's not reserved for the elite. It's available to anyone who decides they're done living distracted. So ask yourself, what am I allowing into my space that doesn't belong? What am I saying yes to that I should release? What would my day look like if I were living with complete presence, purpose, and clarity? What would happen if I committed, even for 30 days, to protecting my mind, my energy, my focus? The answers may surprise you. Because underneath the noise is the life you've always wanted. Not louder. Not faster. But fuller. Realer. Richer. A life built on depth, not distraction. On devotion, not urgency. On intention, not reaction. And when you look back, years from now, you won't remember every task you completed, every message you sent, or every notification you checked. But you'll remember how you lived. You'll remember that moment when you stopped being swept away and started standing still. And you'll be proud that you chose differently. Because in a world that's lost in noise, the quiet ones who live deliberately will always lead the way.